Today, we are joined by Suzanne Cartwright. Suzanne is the Director of Community Engagement for the UW Runstad Real Estate Department, and her role is supporting the department's relationship with the real estate industry and the community. Hello, Suzanne. Thanks for taking a few minutes and coming on with us today.
Hello, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
So help us to understand your background and how you connected with the UW.
So I came to real estate through politics and policy. I have a master's degree in public management from the University of Maryland. I spent 24 years in Washington, D.C., mostly doing transportation policy, but at the end of my time in D.C., I moved into land use and real estate policy and worked for the Maryland Governor's Office of Smart Growth, and then went to work for the Urban Land Institute, working with communities around the country on developing a consensus around growth. And through that work here in Seattle, connected with the college and the then Runstad Center, and then came on staff here at the college in 2010.
Great. So help us to understand more about your particular role within the college.
So I am the Director of Community Engagement for the Runstad Department. So my role focuses on connecting the students and the programs here with the outside community and industry. I work very closely with our advisory board, which is very active in supporting the program and the students. I also manage the mentorship program, our Runstad affiliate fellowship program. I've been very involved in planning orientation for the graduate students, graduation, all of the different ways that students connect, and most importantly, in some ways, internship and job placement opportunities. So meeting and coaching students, helping them to find their niche within the real estate industry, facilitating connections to help their networking, liaising with the professional associations who have been very supportive of our students and programs, is all part of what I do.
Great. Well, I had that firsthand when you led us out to Washington, D.C. for the ULI conference, and that week getting our feet on the ground. So you're a natural at it, and you were great when I met with you to be able to figure out some people in the industry that, for my background and what I wanted to do, to connect with.
Oh, that's great.
Good. Well, changing the page, do you have a favorite book or hobby you can share with us?
Well, Jeff, as you know, we live in interesting times, and COVID has affected many of my usual activities, as I'm sure they have yours as well. So probably my favorite hobby has been dance, partner dance in particular, and I love country, swing, waltz, a lot of different tango genres, but there's no dancing going on right now. So I am also a pretty voracious reader, and have been doing a lot of that over here in my cozy beach cottage. So I've been thinking about, it's been a remarkable year too, just in terms of what's been going on in our politics, in the economy, in social justice. So some books that come to mind that have really affected me, Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson, a look at the criminal justice system, Evicted, which has been out for a while, but really brought home to me how the housing system affects families, and why it is that people kind of get trapped in and end up homeless many times in that system. And another one was Dreamland excuse me, by Sam Quinones, which is all about really the opioid crisis and drugs and drug policy and the intersection with healthcare and our health policy. And the availability or not of drug abuse treatment programs through Medicaid and other things. So those are 3 books that have been important to me this year.
Nice, thanks for sharing. So separate question too, what keeps you up at night?
Well, frankly, the future of our democracy and the erosion of trust in government, in institutions, in science, and also the erosion of a sense of collective responsibility for each other, of the commons. And I feel like there has been such a huge cultural shift from the greatest generation that banded together to do some really big things, and the much more me first generation of my boomer generation that has, excuse me, prioritized individual accomplishment, sometimes at the expense of looking out for each other. I guess my own ethnic background is Scandinavian, and I remember I went to a 49ers football game down in California and ended up sitting next to 3 young men who weren't wearing any Seahawks or 49er paraphernalia. And so at one point we struck up a conversation, and it turns out they were from Sweden. And we were talking about the world and what's going on. And he said, in Sweden, we've been taught since we were young that we're all in it together and we might as well take care of each other. And, I was just very, very struck by that a different approach and sense of identity sort of as a country. So that is what's been keeping me up at night recently.
All right, good. Thanks for sharing. All right, so if people want to get a hold of you or connect with you and about the program and learn more, what's the best way for people to connect with you?
Well, I would say email now, obviously, Suzanne5@uw.edu. I really enjoy doing Zoom calls with prospective students, current students, alums, or anyone else that is looking to figure out how to connect between the university and the industry and the community.
Okay, good. We'll put a link up there as well. And once again, thanks for coming on and thanks for all you've done. I mean, my experience within the program has been wonderful. And for the first time I connected with it, I saw your face and your friendly voice, and you helped so much in getting me in and encouraging me to participate. So thanks for all of that.
We have worked really hard to nest the programs within this supportive network. And so, our advisory board, there's 50 of them now who are active, are all available to students to do information interviews and to otherwise to support their connection to the industry. Our mentors provide really valuable support for students. The professional organizations offer mentorship programs and scholarship support. So there really is, I think, one of the hallmarks of our programs has been the strength of those connections for students with the outside community. And we're blessed to have them, I would say.
Yes, and I look forward to the next stage, which should be as an alumni to keep connected with the program and with the students as well.
Absolutely, alumni, and we graduated our first class in the graduate program in 2011, so there's now 10 classes that are out there. There'll be an 11th shortly, and what a rich network. It's been so much fun to watch as they have progressed in their careers and reached back to help students that are coming along behind them.
Great. Well, once again, thanks for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.